It's 7:42 a.m. Your child is face down on the floor because their socks feel too socky. Right now in Tokyo, 6-year-olds are calmly walking to school alone, serving lunch to classmates, and handling disappointment without meltdowns. What's the difference? 8 invisible rules Japanese parents use that create calm from chaos. And here's the irony. Despite the harsh reputation, it's not about cold discipline. It's not about being stricter. It's about something your child's brain is desperately scanning for and not finding. Because meltdowns aren't about bad behavior. They're about boundary uncertainty. Your child's amygdala is firing. That's the ancient alarm system in the brain. And it's firing because it can't find predictability. Japanese parents aren't magical. Their kids aren't genetically calmer. Either if they just have 8 systems that create what every nervous system needs to function. And you can start using them today without moving to Tokyo, without learning Japanese, without overhauling your entire life. Let's start with the most counterintuitive rule. What's happening in your child's brain during that sock meltdown? Let me show you. The amygdala is scanning constantly, asking one question. Is this situation predictable? When the answer is no, it triggers a cascade. The prefrontal cortex, the part that handles rational thinking, shuts down. Logic disappears and you get a meltdown over fabric texture. But in Japanese homes, there's a concept called kata, the same term used in martial arts. It means form or predictable patterns woven into daily life. Morning routines follow the same sequence. Meal rituals never change. Transitions have clear steps, consistency everywhere, and the mechanism in the brain. When a child finds those patterns, the amygdala relaxes. The prefrontal cortex comes back online. Cooperation becomes possible. So the 8 rules you're about to learn aren't about controlling your child. They're about giving their internal alarm system what it's desperately searching for. Rule 1 starts in the most unexpected place. Attachment first, expectation second. Security creates independence, not the other way around. When a child's attachment needs are fully met, their regulatory system isn't constantly checking, am I safe? Does someone have me? That frees up cognitive bandwidth for learning, cooperation, and real independence. In Japan, they have a specific word for this, skinship. A physical closeness in early years isn't seen as creating dependence. It's seen as the foundation for everything else. Babies are carried constantly. Young children sleep near parents. Connection comes before compliance. A secure attachment literally changes brain architecture. The vagus nerve, your child's primary regulator, develops stronger pathways when early attachment is solid. So before you ask your child to do something hard, try new food, go to bed alone, handle disappointment, fill their attachment tank first. 15 minutes of full presence connection. Phone down, eye level. Let them lead the play. What research shows when that internal safety scanner registers security, cooperation follows. The child's brain says, okay, I'm safe. I can handle what's next. Rule 2, respect flows every direction. A Japanese classroom. A 6-year-old knocks over water during lunch. The teacher quietly hands her a cloth. Let's take care of this together. The child apologizes to classmates whose table got wet. And the teacher bows slightly in return, acknowledging the apology. Respect isn't a one-way street. It's a cultural exchange. Adults model it constantly. Children absorb it through thousands of micro-interactions. But in our homes, we often demand respect while interrupting mid-sentence. We expect emotional control while we yell. We want apologies while rarely modeling apology ourselves. Children don't learn respect from lectures. They learn from watching respect modeled in real time in ordinary moments. Start here. Make respect visible by narrating it out loud. I'm going to wait until you're finished talking. I made a mistake. I'm sorry I snapped. Can you thank you for being patient while I finish this call? When children feel respected, they give it back. Not from fear, but from genuine reciprocity. Rule 3, rules over punishment. Before entering a store, a Japanese mother crouches down. We're buying milk and rice. Inside voices, walking feet. Do you understand? The child nods and does it not because punishment is threatened, because the regulatory system already knows the pattern. Your version creates that same mental clarity. 3 non-negotiable house rules. Write them down to make them official. And before every transition, a 10-second rehearsal. We're going into the library. What are our library rules? Let them tell you that's not nagging, that's priming the prefrontal cortex for success. Rule 4, the village reinforces values. You already have a village. Alex, you just haven't aligned it yet. In Japan, if a child misbehaves at a park, any trusted adult might gently correct them. Part of communal child rearing. Here's your adaptation. Create your own intentional circle. Talk to your child's teacher, their friends' parents, grandparents, the soccer coach. Agree on 3 shared values you'll all reinforce. Maybe it's we use kind words, we clean up our messes, and we include others. When the same messages come from multiple trusted adults, they stop being mom's annoying rules and start becoming how the world works. The child's regulatory system relaxes. They're not perpetually recalibrating based on which adult is watching. The boundaries stay the same. You don't need a traditional village. You need 3 to 5 aligned adults reinforcing the same core values. Rule 5, meals are emotional training. In Japanese schools, lunch is called kush shoku, a structured ritual, not a break. Everyone sits together. Everyone eats the same food. Everyone starts together and ends together. Before eating, children say it. I humbly receive. What's happening neurologically? Gratitude practice rewires pathways toward regulation and positivity. Sitting together without distraction teaches presence, the foundation of emotional intelligence. Your version? Pick 1 meal per week where everyone sits down together, phones off for 15 minutes. Before eating, everyone shares one thing they're thankful for. Even I'm thankful for pancakes counts. You're not just feeding their body, you're training their regulatory system. Rule 6, think of others before acting. A 4-year-old wants the red crayon another child is using. Instead of grabbing, she waits. The teacher notices. You're thinking about your friend's feelings, that's kind. The behavior isn't just praised, the internal process is narrated and valued. From toddlerhood, Japanese children learn omoyari, the ability to sense what others need and act accordingly. Not self-sacrifice. Social awareness. Your child grabs a toy from their sibling. Don't say that's not nice. Instead, your brother's face. What do you notice? Make them look. Have them read the face. You just activated their mirror neuron system, literally priming their brain for empathy. Daily practice before entering any new space, a friend's house, a store, grandma's living room, pause at the threshold. How can we be good guests here? Let them generate the answers. Perspective taking and action. Repetition makes it automatic. Rule 7. Train real-world independence early. In Tokyo, first graders ride the subway alone. In preschools, 4-year-olds serve lunch to classmates, carrying trays, pouring water, cleaning up spills. This isn't neglect. It's intentional scaffolding of competence. What the research shows, every time a child completes a real task, self-efficacy grows, not from praise, from evidence. Identify 3 real jobs your child can own completely. Not chores you nag about. Jobs they're fully responsible for with natural consequences. Feeding the dog, packing their lunch, watering plants. The research is clear. Competence requires consequence. If they forget to feed the dog begs and they have to pause their game immediately to fix it. If they pack a terrible lunch, they're hungry. That's not punishment, that's confidence building. Real independence comes from real responsibility. Nothing builds confidence like evidence that you can handle life. Rule 8, correct privately, repair publicly. A child loses their temper and pushes a classmate. The Japanese teacher doesn't reprimand in front of the group. She quietly asks them to step aside, crouches to their level, and has a private conversation about what happened and how to repair it. Then, crucially, she helps the child apologize and make amends publicly. Correction happens in private to save face. Repair happens in public to restore harmony. Dignity stays intact while accountability is maintained. What brain imaging studies reveal, shame activates the same neural pathways as physical pain. Learning shuts down. The amygdala takes over. So, when your child makes a mistake, guide them away from the situation. Lower your voice. Get on their level. I can see you're upset. Let's talk about what happened. Let them explain. Validate the emotion. Even if you don't accept the behavior, you were frustrated. I understand. And we don't hit when we're frustrated. What could you do differently next time? Then help them make it right. If they hurt someone, they apologize. If they broke something, they help fix it. Correct in private, repair in public, dignity intact, learning happens. What happens when you implement even 3 of these rules? 3 weeks from now, not 3 months, 3 weeks, you'll see the shift. You wake up to find your child already dressed. They've checked the morning routine chart you created together. Shoes are on, backpack is ready, you're not nagging, you're not sweating, you're just witnessing confidence. At dinner that night, and without being asked, they notice their little sister can't reach the water pitcher. They get up and pour for her. You didn't tell them to, you didn't praise them into it. You built systems that made thinking of others automatic. 2 months in, they come home upset. Friend drama. Instead of spiraling, they use the words you've been modeling. I need 5 minutes alone, then I want to talk about it. They regulated themselves, they had the tools and the predictability to practice. That's not a personality transplant. That's what systems do. Same child, same love, better infrastructure. So, in the next 5 minutes, not tomorrow, right now, open your Notes app. Write down 3 non negotiable house rules for your home. Just 3. Then, before bedtime tonight, do the 10-second rehearsal. We're about to start our bedtime routine. What are our 3 rules? That's rule 3 in action, and you'll see a difference tonight. Now, most parents don't realize this. These 8 rules stop working if you hold on to one silent belief that cooperation means control. It doesn't. So, here's your next step. How do you get your child to actually listen the first time without repeating yourself, bribing, or yelling? There's a 3-step method that changes everything, and I'll show it to you right here. Watch this next and drop a comment below. Which rule are you starting with tonight? I read every single